Welcome everybody to another office hours, Draftbit office hours. Yay, I see my Carl, my Steve. Thank you very much, guys. Always there. I really appreciate that. All right, so sorry. This is hey guys on the chat. This is one of our 2 office hours that we do every week. Oh, no audio. Carl, can you hear me? Okay, Carl can hear me, so hopefully it's on your end, Steve. Let me know if other folks experience the same thing. So yeah, we do 2 office hours every week, one Tuesday, one on Thursday. Last Thursday, I was sick, so Dave and Raul took my place, did it for me. Thank you, guys. And today, I'm doing it on behalf of Dave and Rahul. We're busy doing other things. So yeah, we like to, keep it fresh, switch it up. Doesn't matter who's here. Someone is here. Someone's always here to answer your question. I have a new setup. I did a live stream this morning for the No Code Friends community where I did something kind of cool, but regardless, so that forced me to have a proper setup. So now we can benefit from that, hopefully better setup with the mic and everything during office hours. So let me know if you can see and hear me well. I can tweak a couple of things otherwise. And with that said, we are going to get started. So let me put, should I bring, you notice we're back on Crowdcast. We've been testing Circle live stream feature with some issues. I think they're getting there. It's a cool product. I'm excited for it, but I think it's still requires a couple of tweaks. So hopefully soon enough we'll be able to maybe switch if it makes sense. Anyway, for now we're back on Crowdcast, so I'm excited. All right, let's get started. First question. Carl, is there an estimate of when the navigation styling options will be working again? Right now, I can't change the font style for navigation. For example, some have regular font, others have semi-bold. I'm not sure I know what you mean, so we're going to try it. Let me share my screen. We're going to do it live. David and Raul are aware. Did you have just out of curiosity, did you have a link in the community site? And while you answer, I'm just going to share my screen here. All right, so we're going to do Office Hour 34. No, I think it's a bug unique to all the app. So I guess the answer obviously is I do not know what the status of that is. I'm curious though, because we might have a minute to try it. I'm curious to understand it myself. So let's try to see. So it's navigation styling option. Is that for the bottom tab navigator? Do the tab look different? Let me try it. Full. I'm going to do just the text while you answer here. Foo, ba, ba, ba. There is not a ton of song about programming. I think we need more programming songs. That's my campaign for 2022. More programming sound. What happened here? Did I not do that? And we're gonna do bold, 72. All right, so we got a foo. We got our bar. I'm just gonna make that bold. Okay, that's it. So now we got a foo. We got a bar. So no stacks. No dot stacks. Okay, sweet. So navigation. This is a stack navigator. So let me see. Navigation styling option. So I'm assuming you're referring to that part of the navigation because you say it's the stack one. And so what's the issue with that one? Let me preview it. I guess I'll have to do a little. I guess I don't need a laser back. Yes, but I do need to get there. Okay. And this one's gonna go to bar. Whoop. Navigate to bar. And navigate to foo. Ooh, okay, now I can preview this. Okay, try changing. Let me do first make sure that works. Okay, foo bar. Oh, sweet. Seems a little light for black. For bold, should I do black? It seems to work. I just want to make sure. We had a bug related to that, so I just want to make sure that bug was not back, but it's not. That's good. Okay, so try changing the font weight, letter spacing, and line height in the navigation settings. Okay. All right. So font. Let's do bold. Hey. Thank you, Carl. Carl is complimenting my mustache. Thank you. Nobody else did. Appreciate that someone noticed. I know you have yourself a pretty stunning mustache, so I'm part of the club. I actually used to have one, and now I'm back at it. So anyway, it's funny. Okay, so bold, and I'm gonna make it 50. Of course, that's height, letter spacing, and line height. Okay. So now that seems okay. It's good. Thank you, Steve. It's too late, Steve. It's too late. You didn't mention it right away. That's it. It's too late. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so the audio issue. Yeah, that's the audio is really when the mustache shine. So Carl, what's the issue when I do that and navigate to the page? All those settings revert to the defaults again. So that's what you meant by like it's for an older app, right? Let me see if I can use one of my old app just to see if I guess I only have those are just like fake apps or like test app. What if I just try to add something button solid, and we're gonna go to we're gonna navigate. This is in blank copy, so I'm gonna navigate blank, and I can preview that. It's taking some time to load. Dum, dum. See, that's why we need computer science music. That's the perfect time for it. This is taking too long. I might have something. It might be because of my app is actually low. Let me get rid of that custom code. Keep it simple. Anyway, if it's only something with old app, I won't be able to like reproduce it. I do trust you that it's happening. This is not the problem. I was trying to like make it like some reproduction steps so the engineering team can deal with that better. So I guess the good news is that it's fixed for new apps. I don't know what's going on, so I'll follow up with Raul and Dave because you said they were aware of it. If you reproduce, I'm not sure you could fix it here. Yeah, it's probably at this point like an issue. So yeah, we'll follow up. Sorry, I don't have an update for you on that very front. All right, gonna move on. I can't help but want to try and fix it. Wondering if could it be a settings that make that happen instead of just old versus new app? Wondering, do you have anything? Do you click like use app theme or something like that? Could that be one of the issue? No, I guess not. What else could it be? General background? Could it be because you have a background? Let's see. The runner said it's a bug. I was just looking for it. Yeah, no, I understand. It's not on you. It's me now. Just, oh, that doesn't seem to work. That's not good. Oh, is it? Initial route. Maybe this one is a model. Just gonna try a couple of things and then I'm gonna give up and assume it is a different bug. So what if it's the float? Could that be one? No. Is it with the screen? All right. Never mind. I don't know. We'll get back to him. Sorry, Carl. Okay, I'm trying to use. Oh, Steve asked a question. I'm trying to use deep linking in a password reset flow using Xano and SendGrid. I can't figure out the correct redirect URL to get people to land on the reset password screen in my app. Oh, should have clicked start and saying. Okay, so Steve using deep linking with Xano and SendGrid. Fancy, right? That's impressive. And it can't figure out the correct redirect URL to get people to land on the reset password screen in my app. Okay, so that's a good question. So when you are how to best describe that? Give me 1 sec just to gather my thoughts. Okay, so let's say here we have two screens. In your case, the first one is going to be it's to reset the password. So first one is going to be login. The second one is going to be reset password. So let's say this one is logging. This one is reset password. Okay, and your application. Your application is going to always default to login. This is just an example. And you want your user to click a link that takes them not to the login page, which is the first one, but to the reset screen. For that, you need to use deep linking. I know you know that, Steve. I'm just putting some context for this. So if you go on the screen, click on the screen and go to that data tab, you'll then see the deep linking option. So you can turn that on. And now that it's on, you can link to a specific screen. So a couple of things to know. We let you test it. So that's essentially all you need to do. And this is the URL you're looking for, Steve. Your answer is, this is it. Now, a little bit more context. We have a Draftbit preview app very similar to the Expo Go app. It's actually based on it. So it should be a lot of similarities. That lets you test deep linking. Because you know, to test deep linking in your actual device, you need to kind of have like, you know, an app running on your device. It's a tricky thing to test outside that context. So you can use the Draftbit Preview app, which is available in the App Store and Google Play Store. So download that, and then you'll want to use it the same way you've been using the Expo Go app. Let me do a little demo. So I've got my Expo Go app, but do I have the latest? Maybe I don't have the latest here. Do I not? Do I have it here? Give me 1 second. I'm going to try. I have an iOS phone too that I use for testing purposes. I'm a little slow today. What's up with that? Where is my... All right, here it is. I got a Draftbit Preview app. I'm not sure it's the latest version I have, so we'll see. But I can use it the same way. I do scan project. I'm going to scan it. Showing up on my phone. Let's see. Oh, I guess I'm not using. 1 sec. Okay, so I do need to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm sorry, it's not delete app. I'm going to download it back from the latest version from the App Store. App Store. Oh, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I have this new, not new thing, but I kind of rediscovered that I can just share. If I share my screen with you guys. So here, let me share my screen differently than what I'm doing now. It'll be worth it, I'm telling you. Okay, so here it is. This is Draftbit looking at, and on the left side, this is my actual phone, like the one I'm using here, right? It's just connected with the cable. So you're seeing what I'm seeing. So let's try to do it the same way you will do it. So Draftbit, we're going to go all the way and try it all. Draftbit Preview. Hopefully it shows up. Okay, here it is. Draftbit Preview. All right. Ooh, 1 5-star. Is it me? I don't think that's me. Curious to know now who left that. Okay, so here's the app. Draftbit Live Preview. Would like to access a camera. Okay. Scan. Where am I? Okay, here. Let's scan the project. Okay, it's loading. I'm getting an error. Very expert camera. I don't know. I'm getting an error. Okay, so that's pretty bug on our end. There's not much to this app, so I'm very confused why it would not. All right, well, I might have to postpone that demo, but is there... Wait, let me see if I can... Sorry, one more thing I'm going to try, because I really want to get it to work. Let's see if I can get it to work. Draftbit preview. All right, Google Play Store. Google Play Store. I'm more confused by why it's not more obvious to go to the Play Store when I'm on my Android device. Always surprises me. But if I type Google Play Store, it does not show up. I have to type Play Store. Also, I have to search for it. Like it does not. Anyway, I'm just complaining now. All right, Draftbit Preview. I'm going to reinstall it on my Android, and we'll see if it works better there. I'm not I guess I am hopeful a little bit. All right, so what I'm doing with that, what are you saying, Steve? So I've tried using both of those URL. It doesn't seem to work when I try to link when I try the link on my phone, do I need to add anything like https:// to the link, or is the entire snippet all I need? I'll try the new testing app now. Okay, so to answer your question, this is all you need. Don't do the HTTPS. That's the whole point of having those things. That's what you need. There's a couple of caveats though. Once you test it on the preview app, you need to like let the app run. It's a little tricky because you're just testing something. Once you actually build your app and it's installed on the user's device, it's actually going to be easier. I know it's a little tricky to accept, or like not accept, but it's a little tricky to test, but it's going to be much better once it's actually installed. So if you do have your app, all right, so let me finish first and then I'll talk about that. So as you're testing, use the Draftbit preview app. Hopefully we fix it soon. And just scan your app and then let it run in the background. Don't close the app. And then what I recommend you do is that somewhere, what I typically do, because we use Slack at Draftbit, so I'll typically go to Slack and put that somewhere, like put that link, and then it'll become a link in Slack, and I'll click it. But you want to do that on your phone. So like put away in the background like your Draftbit preview app, and then go to another app where that link is there. Click on it, and it should reopen, like put to the foreground your Draftbit preview app at the right screen. That's what I'm hoping to demo, but I'm running into a little bit of an issue. Let's see. I've got my Android version now. Let's see if that works better. I've tested it before, so I do know that it does work. We might be running into a little bit of a bug right now. That might be what's going on. Let's see if it loads. No, I'm running into the same issue. So we have a bug here that we're going to fix. Unfortunately, sorry about that. But so you have to take my word for it. As soon as it's fixed, I should make a proper video. But try to do that. Open it up in your Draftbit preview once we fix it. Leave it in the background, and then open another app still on your phone. Click on that link. Don't add anything to it, and then it should pop up your application, pop it back up, and at the right screen. I'm trying to think if there's any other way I can demonstrate that, but I don't think I can. Just so you know, that's all you need. There are options if you want to send data. So let's see. I think if I do like a test navigation data that is just 42, and maybe here the text, I can just do my test variable, which is going to be the one I'm getting from navigation. Okay, so here it is. So now I have a navigation parameter, which allow me, if I wanted to do something like this, I believe, and you will just replace it with like 53. So there's something like that. I'll have to, oh yeah, here it is. Sorry, there's documentation, nav param deep linking. So you can turn that parameter that we just created on. And then, as it says here, you can use that to override that value. So you can, instead of test, you can do like 98, whatever it is. So you can send data as well as showing up on the right screen. So that's one thing. Final thing I say, this is what you want to use when you use a Draftbit preview app, the Draftbit://. When you make your real app, maybe Steve, that's something you might want to look into. For your real app, you need the right scheme. So you need that like untitled app to be correct. And that is actually defined here in scheme. Yeah. So, in your case, I don't know, call it Kojo app or something like that. And then see, you have to set that up. and then you'll be able to, you've essentially defined a scheme. So the same way we have a Draftbit one for our Draftbit preview one. Now you have the Kojo app one for your Kojo app. And so you can then use that link with the Kojo app path. That makes sense? I'll try now. I have my phone installed, my phone through. Okay, awesome, thanks. I'll give it a go when the preview is working. At the moment, if I copy paste the non-preview link, it won't open on my phone. It gives me a unable to open this link. Where do you copy paste it? Do you copy paste it in your browser? It might work, but I'm not 100% sure. So that's why I said what I said earlier about like, I would just like even send yourself like a text message. I use Slack. Okay, so you're doing the right thing. Sweet. So yeah, let's do that. I'll get back to you. I don't know why we have this red screen right now. We gotta fix that. And then you should be able to test deep linking. That should be true for everybody else as well. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Next question. Is an estimate on when the icon bugs would be fixed for people on the deep linking beta? Okay, so that's a very good question because I need to talk to you guys about this. So when you are in the deep linking pilots, like if that feature flag is turned for you and you can do deep linking, there is an issue with how icons are then being rendered. It sounds like a small thing. It's actually a gigantic pain. And we think we've identified like what is happening. We don't know, or like where it's happening. We don't know why. And it almost seems to be an issue with like how we, like our kind of interaction with the Expo snack. So it's not something we can easily fix right now, unfortunately. That kind of opened the Pandora box of having to rethink the whole Expo snack thing. So we're not gonna. I don't want to set the wrong expectation. We might not have a fix very soon. Keep in mind, yeah, exactly. I'm glad you mentioned that in the chat. It should be, correct me if I'm wrong, if you experience something different, but it should be only for the preview. And it should be working once you actually push the app, which still sucks. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's not as bad, but it is a debug glitch and not something for your app. So it's tricky. That's honestly one of the reasons we haven't opened up there are a couple of reasons, but that's one of the reasons we haven't opened up the deep linking pilot more, because that's a not so great user experience. So for people who don't use deep linking, everything still works. So, I mean, it's not like UI. I was going to say I can turn deep linking off for you if you would rather see the icon. It sounds like you are using deep linking, so you probably don't want to turn that off. Let me know the extent of where that's happening. Is it just web preview, or is it also iOS and Android preview? I believe it might be all of them, but I'm hoping it's just web, which will make things a little bit easier. It's all of them. Okay, so it's web, iOS, and Android. Yeah, it's you raise a really good point, Steve, and we are a little stuck there for a little bit because again, that requires to change a lot of how we do things with Expo Snack. So hang in there. That's all I can tell you for now. I know I hate to get that answer, but we might not fix this one super quickly. It might be part of a bigger refactoring. And it's very odd too, honestly. Like I think our engineering team might have even reached out to the expert team about it. Like it's very odd. It's very odd. I'm mixing a couple of things here, but there seems to be a couple of issues right now in the version we use with Expo. We've run into issue with Stripe integration as well. So hopefully some of that will get fixed by itself, meaning like, Expo pushing new versions. At some point there might be a hope there. But yeah, that's all I've got for you. I'm sorry. Oh wait. Am I right to think? Sorry, now I really want to make it better for you. Am I right to think that if you were to re-add the icon, like if you're using icon components, if you delete it and add it again, then it will work, right? Is that correct? I think actually, well, because I can try it here. Actually, I don't even have to ask you. I think if it's a new icon, I think that works, right? Which will make things a little bit less worse, less bad. Oops, sorry. Icon. Let's do this one for example. Yeah, so here it works. Checking that now. Yeah, so that's why I thought I remembered from this issue. I think if you redo your icon, then it works, which sucks. I agree, but I think that might help. Try that. Also, while we at it, I want to check out that the tab navigator icons are working correctly too. So here's my tab navigator. If I put icon there, do they work? I think so, right? Okay, so I think that works too. Let's look at the preview of all of those things. This one worked. This one works. Web is okay. Let's see iOS and Android. Android is okay. Here and here and here. What about iOS? Here and here and here. Okay, so yeah, those work. Let me know if that works for you, because that I know that would suck, but at least you'll have a way out, which is the most important thing. So yeah, let me know if that works for you when you remove it and add it back. That makes a difference. I'm going to give you a minute to do that. All right, I'm going to mark this one as done, and I'm going to move on to the next question. With pagination, do you know how to scroll back to the top of the screen when a user clicks on next page? With a feed of 15 plus post, it's not ideal to have to scroll up manually. That's a good question. How are you doing your pagination? Are you following? I think we did some pagination doc, right? Maybe it was in the community. Large lists. Let's see. So last week, Rahul did that paginate data from Xano in Draftbit with next and preview. I was going for Rahul's tutorial. Yeah. So this one. Let me see. Paging. Okay, so you're doing. Yeah, I haven't tried this one myself, so. But yeah, so you leverage the Xano pagination, give it the page, the number per page. Oh, that is great. Yep. Okay, so on the Draftbit side, it's not paging. Get record. Oh, that's sorry. That was a Xano doc. I even thought that was our doc. In this tutorial. So yeah, I think I'm gonna cut the sound. I'm gonna I prefer to click to load 10 more, but pagination will work until I can figure that out. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Well, if you want to add 10 more, then you will not want to scroll up, right? The issue with that is like you can make a call and add like update the limit every time. So first time you ask for 10 and 20 and 20, 30 and 40, but like eventually you'll get like a very long list you're getting back, which is not ideal. Might work from a UX point of view, but not ideal. What you do want, I'm putting words in your mouth, I guess, but like you do want to do the first 10, second 10, and third 10, in which case you don't want to scroll up, but I don't know if you can do that, or how will you do that in Draftbit? Yeah. Your question is, I think you nailed it. So I don't know. You think for a sec, but I don't think I can think of a way to just do the load more. I bet what Rahul did in this tutorial was just the preview and next, which changed the offset from the Xano endpoint. Yeah, but that's what it is. Preview and next. Yeah, so all right, let me think of that for a sec. How would I do load more? That can fetch. Yeah, the way I would do load more, which is not great, is as you click load more, you change the limit. It starts with 10 and then 20 and then 30. And so you essentially getting a bigger and bigger and bigger list every time. So from a user point of view, it might look like you are, you know what, let's give that a try. Nothing like live testing. Let's do it. We're gonna need a backend. Let me do another full screen just for this purpose. Okay, so we're gonna need a backend that return a bunch of items. So I'm gonna use interim beta dot. Okay, no. Intercom. It's not intercom. It's interim. Here we go. I'm going to do so still running into some issues with the icon. I don't have more ideas there. So let me continue that for now. What are we going to return? Let's do a list of posts. Okay, post, and it's going to be a text, and it's going to be a paragraph or sentence. Okay, so this is just a tool that our coworker they've made that just helps us simulate some like fake data. So see, and that's it. In a couple of clicks, you have a fake backend. So think of that as like a couple of clicks, you can have a fake Xano, and you can customize it to return all the attributes you care about. And there's a very, very long list, so you can return like fake full name, fake cities, fake credit card numbers. So you can really simulate whatever your backend would be. And then it populates them with fake data, as you can see here. And you can also use that to post stuff. So as an endpoint, anyway, it's great for It's kind of like example dash data.draftbit.com, but plus plus. Because here we have like hard coded some like fake stuff. But what if you want to do your own kind of custom fake attribute? Anyway, so I'm going to use that. Let me connect that service. Post interim. Okay. I'm going to do get post, get midi, post, and post. Should be getting them all. Okay, so that's it. Now this, oh yeah, fetch. I'm going to use that service, and then list. I'm going to use that response, and then text. I'm going to use text. I'm going to use. Okay, that's so interesting that I'm. Is there already a limit on it? How did I not get more than? Oh, I am only getting 10. Where I have 15. Where I have. So I have 50 results. I'm only getting 10. I don't know. Maybe it's a default, which is fine. I wish you would tell me though. Okay, let's do. I know so you have access to limits, for example. So we're gonna up the limit. So let's try to play with that. Let's limit 5. All right. So what if I do 50? Okay, sweet. So we're gonna play with that limit. See what it looks like. I'm going to update my endpoint. Carl says, one possible technique that might work would be to override Xano per page setting in query or record function, but I don't know how you would send that data from Draftbit. It seems like you made it now, maybe easier though. Yeah. So in Xano, yeah, per page you can say, 5 and then 10, 15, and every time you click, you can just update that and don't go to the different offset. So it's the beginning of the list is going to be the same thing, returns over and over again, but at least the list should get longer. At least that's the hope. Let's see if it acts like that. Limit. We're gonna do increments of 5. It'll be a little easier to visualize. Okay, here's my 5. And now I have access to that limit of 5. So now what if I have a button? I'm going to do 3 buttons. One is going to be 5. And let me do another one, button 5 and 50. Okay. So I'm going to create a excuse me, a screen variable that will be called limit, which is going to be a number, which will have 5 as the initial value. Okay. So now here I'm going to use this, and our buttons are going to update that variable. Set variable limit to, I said this one is 5, right? Yeah. So 5, this one is going to be 10. This one is going to be set variable limit 50. Okay. Let me preview that. Okay, so 5, 10, go back to 5, 10, 15. So the user experience will be like look, if I actually do one thing, I'm going to remove this flex so my button should show up right. Oh, where are my buttons? I'm trying to make my button show up at the end of the list, which I think, here we go. That's interesting. So there's still some kind of a flex one between the two. Anyway, you get the idea. So you will not have 5, 10, 15, or you will have is like load more. So you'll be here, you'll say load more 10. A little bit of a, takes a second to load because you are reloading everything, and then 50. So you can, let me make it scrollable so we can scroll through it. 50. So yeah, that's one way to do a lot more. It's not ideal in terms of data performance because you are reloading everything every time, but that's one way to do it. Yeah, that's the only way I can think of right now. Yeah, that would be my current recommendation. As for the scrolling back to the top, that's going to be that's something actually I run into when I was building a chat app. Because someone you always want to like scroll to wherever the person added the latest message. For that, it's actually a little tricky because in custom code you need to have access to a reference of the object to scroll to it. So that's going to be tricky. There might be a way in custom code. I will encourage you to look into that, but because you're going to need the reference, you will probably have to do a lot of it in custom code. So it's going to be a little bit of a mess, to be honest with you. So I would probably suggest to look into this method, see if you can make that work. I know it's not perfect, but if there's a way for you to make that work, that would be my recommendation. That makes sense, but with images, I think you'll be too slow. Yeah, well, so we're using React Create. I'm wondering if it. Okay, it's a couple of things. First, I'm wondering if how much of optimization React Create is already doing. Maybe it's not getting all of it. So I will encourage you to give that a try and see if it's stable in terms of performance. Where's my network? Here it is. Because I'm not sure. I guess it's not cached or anything. It is getting it every time. So yeah, it might be bad. Yeah. Okay. So that was my first ID. So maybe that's not good. The other thing is, what you could do is could you load the 50 and then show the 10 and put a load more and show more? Like obviously the first load is going to be worse because you're loading 50 instead of 10. But if you add them all up at the end of the experience, instead of doing 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, you'll be ending at the end, you'll end up loading way more than 50 items. So if in your experience, users are most likely going to go through the whole list, would you be better off loading the whole 50 at first? Or maybe you'd find a compromise, like load like 20 and then show like the first 2. And then when you load more, then you can show the rest of the list. That might be another way to go about it. for that, in order to, if that's interesting to you, to implement that, I think I did something related to that in the previous office hour, and you will want on the fetch to, in the action of the fetch, like on data, to save the result, that JSON, into a screen variable, and then how would I do that? And then the list should not use the result of the fetch. It should use that screen variable with a custom function to filter it. Should I attempt to do that? Do we have other questions? I'm debating if it's give me 1 sec. Think of it. What if I load it 20 and then only shows? All right, I'm not convinced that's the best way to go about it, but I'm now a little curious in the 10 minutes we have left to see if I can do something to implement that. So let me try. We're going to create, I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, so I'm going to do it step by step and figure it out as I go. So we're going to create a variable called post, and it's going to be a object array. Yeah. Okay, so we got that going. Now, when we fetch on the data, I'm going to set the variable of post to that top level response. Okay, so now that I can even show it for debug purposes here. Post and JSON stringify. Otherwise, it's not gonna. Okay, so that's our variable. That's our screen variable. So we load, and I'm going to remove limit. It's going to be. I'm going to repurpose that limit. So I'm not going to use it in the call anymore. We're going to, by default, we're going to load it all. I'm talking to Dave to figure out why by default the limit was at 5. I don't know if it's by design or not. It's not a bad thing, but it's a little confusing that it does it by default. Okay, so now we got a 50, and it's all in that variable. Okay. And now in that list, I don't even need to, well, I guess I'll do it here, but maybe that list doesn't even need to be in that fetch anymore. So for the data, I'm not going to use the result of the fetch. I'm going to use that screen variable. Yeah. And I want to transform it. Let's see. Let's call it first and the theory return. Return post. What is it in JavaScript? Is it slice? Again, let's just start. I'm going to do 0. Yeah, so it's start and the length. Okay. Slice 0 and 10. First 10. I technically might be. No, that should be it. 2 items. Okay. First 10. Slice first 10. Slice first 10. So now here I can run a custom function. It should only do 10. All right, sweet. Let me do one little thing. I'm gonna put a little separator here, just so we know what we're looking at. Okay, so 10. Sweet. now what I want to do is instead of 10, I want that to be controlled by a screen variable. And the screen variable, I can reuse the one I already have, which is yeah, let's reuse limit. So in my custom function, here I want to use that screen variable. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think I can in screen variable, can I think I can call them directly like this. Limit. Let's see. Ooh, I think it worked because we only have 5 now. So it's not the first. So by the way, I'm going to rename it because the name is not correct anymore. Slice posts. Yeah, I'm just going to put slice. Slice. We're going to do the right thing. Slice by limit. Okay. Here we go. Fetch, slice by limit. Now my limit is 5. I can make it C. And what you're looking at is there's no new fetch. So you loaded it all, and you loaded it all, and now you're using a screen variable to only show the first 10 or the first 15 or things like that. Amit said, if we're using screen variable to display the list, we could simply use a pagination logic to make calls on click to learn more, but keep appending the result there to a screen. Oh, that's a great idea, Miaz. Okay, so let me wrap up this. All right, so first step you can do is what we're doing here in this fetch, and then only show the first 5, the first 10. So you can change that without having to do this. Now we're doing another fetch. Now I'm actually a little bit curious. What if that list is not inside the fetch anymore? Would that still work? I can, yeah, that's actually exactly what I want. Would that still work? Fetch, yeah, I guess so, right? See, because the fetch is not just getting the data. It doesn't have to be, you don't need to render the list inside it. Okay, so that's step 1. And now I want to try out Amit's version, which is a very clever idea. Let me see first if iOS works correctly. Hopefully, I don't know if Carl is still there, but hopefully that's helpful to you, Carl. Those are just different approaches, right? Things you can do. Okay, so it works on iOS too. It's a little slow here, but maybe just my machine. Amit's idea is that the list you display is a 1 from the screen variable, and the button is the one that fetch the new page and put it in the screen variable. And how would you go about doing this? So I would not use that fetch, essentially. I would remove this. Well, first, before I remove this, so then the button would be doing, I'm going to bring back the limit. Yeah. I'm going to bring back the limit to 5, whatever. Okay. Now I've accessed that variable again. So that the first button, what it's going to do, it's not going to I still need to do that first. What it's going to do is request 5. Yeah. And then, so it's set. That's, and then, button response 1. It's a terrible name, but you get the idea. And then the second button, you will not do 10. I'm going to do 10 here, but it's like what you will want to do is actually offset. So you just want to do the 5 next result. I'm going to simplify my life here, but just way close to this post. Okay, now button response 2. And actually, I'm just going to do 20. This one. Button response 3. 20. Okay. Okay, so now I'm getting those responses. And what I need to do is add them to the screen variable. So I'm going to need to run a custom function that I have to write. And what that custom function is going to do is, how do you do append JavaScript? Is it append? So that's what I want to do. What's the merge? Spread? Don't even know what spread is. What's spread? Concat. That's the one I want. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm looking for. So it's going to return. So a list of posts. Well, post is already in my post is my screen variable, and I'm going to concatenate to it a list of new posts. Oh, the 3 dot. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that still works. Try that. So now I got a bunch of information back, and I can run a custom function that says concatenate those posts with the result of that button. Yes. And then the second button would be, you don't need 3 buttons, by the way. I'm just kind of illustrating what you will, I'm going to talk after about how you would do it. This is going to be, actually, I think it's a brilliant idea. Let me finish, but I think you might have solved pagination for us. Concat post is going to take the second button, and then custom function concat post with the third button. And now let's see if we can do it live. All right, so the post screen variable is empty at first. I'm going to click the first button, which is getting 5 items from my backend, and concatenate. Oh, you know what I might need to do? I might need to make that. I might need to have an initial value just so it doesn't break. Okay. Okay. So it's going to take the item we're retrieving, concatenate that into our post screen variable, That didn't work. Oh, because then I need, no, I am iterating. I don't need this thing anymore. I'm going to remove that transformation. I'm going to show the post. Screen variable post. All right, let's see. What am I missing? What am I missing? So the button, all right, is going to do the get. It's going to get that response. I'm going to concatenate the post with the response I'm getting back. And then concatenate post could be, is that going to work? Concatenate post with a new post. And then a flight list should be using post. Should I use set post? Is that what's going on? Should I be using set post to set it? Concatenate post. Oh yeah. Those buttons, so they get the response, they concatenate the post, and then the result of it should be the new post. Oh, is it new? Okay. New post. Oop. Yeah, so now I'm gonna, yeah, let's try that. And now I've set the post. Yeah, that worked. We were missing that one step, so I kind of want to do it here too. New post two, because so the concatenating just return the concatenation. I still need to save it. I could technically, in that function, set the post. Let me try to do that just out of curiosity to see if that works. It's a little bit more code, but it's also a little bit cleaner. So which one would you rather have? Let's see. So if I do this, I'm hoping it might work. Let's try it. In which case, I would not need this one. Let's see if that still works. Okay, that works. So yeah, either return the result of concatenation and save it again in the local variable, in the screen variable, or inside a custom function, already set it to the result. Both work. So now you can do 10. And if I click 5, it should actually add to it as opposed to going back to 5. Yeah. And that's how, my friend, this is, we're not there yet. Like I need to clean that example, but this is the first steps toward doing pagination in Draftbit, which I'm extremely excited about. And I'm going to try to make a cleaner example after this video, after this live stream, because we're at time. What a nice way to end our live stream. Let's see whether any other question. I'm going to call this one done. Carl, I don't know if you're still here, but I think I'm a bit close, but I can watch if you. Yeah, I think knowing myself, unless I got distracted by other stuff, I might do a little cleaner video that I can share with the community on how to do pagination. Now that we've kind of like, this is a working session, our office hours are turning into a working session, and then we do proper content, hopefully. Yeah. All right. And this recording anyway will be shared online. So for a video would be awesome. I'm guessing enough people would play. Yeah. No, I agree with you. All right. I'll give that. I'll think about it. See if I can do it. But that's it. Essentially, folks. Thank you very much for joining. Everybody who watched and everybody who was watching the recording later on. Really appreciate it. Again, we do those a couple of times a week. They're really meant to help you folks in the community, so do not hesitate to come and ask your questions. It's great when it's something technical like that. It can be about a roadmap, like Steve and Carl asked. It can be about anything, the weather on the east coast of the US. I'm also happy to answer that anytime. Whatever you guys want. In the meantime, and until next time, see you, folks.